table users, and then the column will be ID, name, and email. So grant, select, backtick ID, backtick QA, because we are in the QA database, and users. Okay, backtick users. This will be the table, and to client 1 at backtick localhost backtick. Okay, so hit enter, and that should be able to work. Hi guys, we will be talking about MySQL user and assigning the privileges to a specific column only, because yesterday I experienced some kind of problem, especially if a customer or your client wanted to have the access of your server, like for example, and then that customer, you want to limit some access to a specific column only of your tables. In this video, I will be showing you how to exactly limit those, and you have a 100% control over the data. Okay, so we have our screen right now, and we are currently using Laragon as our server. So let me open my Laragon here. Laragon, okay, and then let us open the terminal. So here we can simply authenticate to our MySQL. So right now we have MySQL, root, and we do not have any password. So just hit enter. That will be the default, because currently if we did some installations, then there mostly in the local host there is no password. So let's say show databases. So that will allow you to, okay, show databases. Okay, so here we have some databases already. So I have this databases here. So for now in this tutorial, let me choose the QA. Okay, let me choose the QA for you. So use QA. Okay, and then we are now using the QA. So show tables. So in this case, we will be able to see all the tables from the QA database. Okay, so here. So for now, we need to check all the columns inside the users table. So describe, just type describe and users. So right now we have all the ID, name, email, title, and so on and so forth. So in this case, in our situation, we can just try to use the ID, name, and email. So we can just limit the column for the access of our user for just ID, name, and email. So, but first, of course, we need to create our user. Okay, so MySQL user, this is very important. This will be the one that we will be giving to our customer or our client if they're asking for the access. So, okay, let us create a user first. Create user 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that will be the password. So the username will be the client one, and local host is the host, and then 1 2 3 4 5 is the password. So if you hit enter, then you should be able to receive good. Okay, query is okay. So now we need to assign. As you can see, we can describe users here. We have the ID, name, and email. So we need to assign for this user with the column from the table users, and then the column will be ID, name, and email. So grant, select, backtick ID, backtick, comma, backtick name, backtick, comma, backtick email, backtick, and then on QA, because we are in the QA database, and users. Okay, backtick users. This will be the table, and to client 1 at backtick localhost backtick. Okay, so hit enter, and that should be able to work. So okay, so the query is okay. So now let us try to authenticate the user client 1, and the password will be 1 2 3 4 5. So let's go to our Laragon, And let us open the MySQL client. So we can actually use different client, but for now we can use HDSQL. You can actually use MySQL Workbench, PHP Storm, PHP whatever you like. But for now, we can use HDSQL. So we can try to create client one. Okay, so client one, and then the host name or IP will be the local host, but it's fine. 127 is local host. 127.0.0.1 is local host, but you can also change it to local host if you like. And then this will be the client one, and then this will be the password 12345. Okay, so hit open, and then the client one setting were changed. Okay, so once you are authenticated to the MySQL client, then you should be able to see only those database that were assigned to the specific user or MySQL user. And also you will be able to see as well the specific table and the column. But if you select all, then that should throw an error, because if you double click that and yeah, maybe hit search or something, then that should throw an error, because you cannot run the users select all from users table. You cannot run that because your access is limited only for the ID, name, and email. So all you have to do, if you're going to search, or if the customer will search your the columns, then customer should be able to write the specific columns here: name, email. Okay, hit search, and then that should be able to display all the queried columns. Okay, and then here you can actually exit from there, and then MySQL user client one, and then the password will be -p, and then okay, so we have a typo here, MySQL, and then the password will be 12345. So we have now here authenticated in the MySQL and show databases. If we can show databases, okay. So if we can see, if you can query the database, then you will be able to only see the QA database, and you can use the QA and then select all. Same thing. Once the customer set select all, then that will display everything. But that we will not allow that. The system will not allow that because it's only limited to specific column. Okay, so that's an error. And then name. So you should be able to get the name, the ID, and email. And also you can assign a lot of columns from different table. Okay, let's say for example, for now we need to check the describe show tables. So okay, so let me exit first, and let's go to the MySQL root. Let's log in as a root, u root p, and then no, and then show use QA, show databases, and then we have, like for example, the post. We have the post right now, and let's describe the post. And we have the ID, user ID, and table. So let's say for example we would like also to share the posts table with this limited columns as well. So all we have to do is just do the same. So let us select grant. Let us grant them as well. Select posts. Okay, so in this command, we will be able to share only, to grant only the ID, user ID, and title for the post table inside QA database. So once you hit enter, and that should be able to take effect immediately. So now let us refresh our database here. So let's go to right click and you should be able to see the post as well. So here, if we will do some select ID, title, user ID from post, then you should be able to query all the information. But if you would like to select all, then that should throw you an error. And the same thing if you will exit from here and MySQL u client 1 and p, and then one password, and then use QA and select all from post. So you cannot select all, but if you will only select the ID, name, user ID, title. Thank you so much, guys, and hopefully you've learned something about privileges in MySQL and granting some column permission. So I hope that I help you, and yeah, see you soon.